Panel is touring Alberta to hear from Albertans on how our province can better protect ourselves from Ottawa's economic attacks while building a more prosperous, strong, and sovereign Alberta within Canada. A provincial referendum on some of these ideas is coming in 2026. But what's on that referendum ballot and what happens next for Alberta is up to you. One idea being discussed by the panel is Alberta collecting all provincial personal income taxes, rather than having Ottawa do it for us. Today, when Albertans file and pay their personal income taxes, they do so through the Canada Revenue Agency, which then remits the provincial portion of those personal income taxes back to the provincial government. However, Alberta businesses file and pay their provincial corporate taxes directly to the provincial government. Quebec does it differently. They collect both personal and corporate income taxes directly from Quebecers, bypassing the CRA altogether.
Yeah, it makes
What if
more
Alberta
sense.
did the same? There would definitely be startup and ongoing administration costs, but it would also mean bringing good-paying jobs to Alberta instead of funding federal employees in other parts of the country. Under Canada's
hold on.
Constitution, levying.
So if we do this, are our federal taxes or federal income taxes going to become lower or no? Or actually provincial taxes will go higher? Because hey, if we can get rid of a federal income tax, I'm all in. I'm all in for it. Because that's, to me, that's the biggest BS ever. Like, why am I paying to my province where I live? That makes sense, right? Because, yeah, I live here. But why am I paying for federal income tax as well, which is even more than provincial? That to me just sounds ridiculous. Like, literally, the federal income tax that I'm paying does nothing good for me. Especially since I live in Alberta.
And collecting taxes is an area of provincial jurisdiction, and Alberta could transition over the coming years to collecting our personal income taxes, as we do with corporate taxes now. So what are some of the benefits to Alberta collecting its own personal income taxes? 1, better provincial tax policy. Currently, Alberta sets its own tax rates and credits, but definitions and treatments of income are still largely tied to federal rules, which limits our flexibility to implement more effective and competitive tax policy. We saw this recently when the federal government changed the rules on capital gains for doctors and other professionals, and Alberta was effectively forced to follow those same rules as it related to provincial personal income taxes. If Alberta were to collect its own taxes, we could tailor our entire tax framework to better reflect our economic realities and provincial policy goals, while declining federal changes to certain portions of tax policies that detrimentally affect provincial income tax policy. This could open the door to streamlining calculations and simplifying provincial income taxes for Alberta residents. 2, jobs and economic opportunity at home. Collecting our own taxes would also mean establishing the infrastructure and staffing to support
That's definitely good.
creating thousands of good, high-paying jobs right here in Alberta, instead of funding positions in Ottawa or other provinces. 3, more Alberta, less Ottawa. By moving away from the federal administration of the CRA and collecting provincial income taxes by ourselves, Alberta can exercise more direct control over a core aspect of self-government, thereby increasing our provincial independence from Ottawa. But there are also potential drawbacks to consider.
Here we go.
1, a long-term commitment. Establishing Alberta's own personal income tax collection agency would not happen overnight. Estimates suggest it could take up to 5 years to fully build out the necessary systems and staffing. This would be a major logistical undertaking that would require a sustained commitment from Albertans and their government. 2, significant financial investment. The estimated cost to implement Alberta's own tax agency ranges from $750 million to $1.5 billion over several years.
Oh, that's okay.
Once operational, the system...
That's okay. We gave Ukraine $4 billion, so shouldn't be an issue, right? 1.5? Well, apparently it's less than 4, and 4 was okay, so...
could cost up to $750 million annually and require hiring as many as 5,000 new public employees. These are substantial expenses that must be weighed against the benefits. 3. Potential for added complexity. There are also practical implications for taxpayers and businesses. Albertans would need to file separate federal and provincial tax forms, although online filing would likely ease that burden. There may also be increased complexities for businesses and Albertans working in different provinces throughout the year. Now, tell us what you think about the idea of Alberta collecting its own personal income taxes.
Okay. What are the benefits again? I'm sorry, but like benefits that we're gonna have like 5,000 extra jobs. That's cool, yeah, but you're gonna have to file 2 tax refunds? What? And then possibly the provincial tax will go higher because, hey, someone needs to pay for 750 million a year, right? Someone has to pay for it. Like, what's the benefit? Because they didn't mention that we would pay less for federal taxes, which we should, since we're gonna have our own tax agency, right? So we'll kind of take it away from Ottawa. But they didn't mention it a single time. So I honestly don't even know why is that on the referendum. Like, don't get me wrong, I probably just don't understand it. Because to me, it doesn't seem like there's any benefit for normal people. Like, they're not talking about us having more money. They're not talking about us paying less taxes to Ottawa or to federal government, right? Hell, they didn't even mention that Ottawa is stealing money from us. So what's the reason? Like, yes, it's kind of stupid to send the provincial taxes to Ottawa and then they send it back. Like, yeah, that's. I mean, nowadays, is it really that a big of an issue? I don't know. Like, it's definitely stupid, but I don't see how that's going to benefit the normal Albertans. You know what's going to benefit the normal Albertans? And I think with how Carney leads Canada, it's more and more possible. Separation. Separation between Alberta and Canada. And that the chances are it's going to be on this referendum as well. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we need to separate, right? I mean, okay, I really think we should vote it in and then either just push Canada to give us better conditions than what we have right now and remain part of Canada, or become Republic of Alberta, or possibly 51st state, right? But something needs to change, and apparently Mark Carney is not taking it seriously. It's not like Albertans want to leave Canada. Like, Albertans are proud Canadians. However, being proud is not gonna put the food on your table. And looking at what Liberal government is doing right now, like, it's literally pushing Albertans to vote for separation. Because if you look at the plans, even now, like this taxation Alberta Next, how is it going to benefit normal people? Like, you're using the language that, to me, doesn't show any benefits at all.